What's up, you guys? Welcome back. I have just finished another semester of my accelerated nursing program. I only have one more to go. I thought it was time to do a part 2 to my everything you need to know before starting an accelerated program. You can see my first part on my channel, and that goes through a lot of logistics and prereqs and thinking about applying. And today's video is going to be a lot about once you're already in the program, just some tips I think are helpful to get through it and things to keep in mind before you start. Pretty sure I'm wearing this exact same shirt in that first video, so if you find me in the same outfit, you know you're at the right place. So just a little bit about my program. It is 15 months. My previous bachelor's is in journalism, and if you've been here for a while, you know that I worked in advertising for a few years and then decided that really wasn't for me, and my passion is really in medicine, and that's when I found the accelerated nursing program. So if you want more details on all the different types of programs that are out there, go check out that first video. But mine is a 15-month program. I am almost all the way through it, which thank God. And today I just want to share some things that I think would be helpful for you to keep in the back of your mind before you start your program. So first and foremost, I just want to say that I think a lot of people can make these programs and nursing school seem very, very scary, almost impossible to do. You're gonna hate your life the whole time. And I felt very intimidated before I started mine, and I was already worked up and scared going into my program. And I don't want to ever instill fear in anyone here. I don't think that's helpful. I don't think it's productive. And I think the attitude kind of around the accelerated space is a little bit negative. And I know why that is. That's because these courses and these I'm trying not to say program a million times, but I don't know what other word to use, but they are very difficult, and I'm not gonna lie about that, and I'm not gonna diminish the hard work that has to go into successfully completing an accelerated nursing program. But I won't sit here and try to scare you, because before I say anything else, I want you to know that I 100% know that you can do it. That being said, that little disclaimer, I want you to keep that in your mind when I talk about these things, because I'm not here to scare you. I just want to give you a realistic picture of some things that I've experienced. The first thing I think you should know is that you are going to have to make sacrifices. So these programs are short. They're anywhere from 11 to 18 months, maybe a little longer, but really it is not a lot of time, and it is a lot of material to get through, which is just going to make you busy. So sacrifices are inevitable, and they can be big. I had to miss a wedding this past spring, and I was really sad about it, but it just wasn't gonna work with my schedule. And some are gonna be small, you won't be able to go out to dinner with your friends on the weekend, or you might miss out on an event or something that's you wish you could have done. But just keep in mind that it's only 15 months, or whatever your timeline is, and at the end of the day, those things will be worth it. And then on the other side of that is carve out time for yourself. So if you continually sacrifice things that are for you and that are fun and that you want to do, and spending time with your loved ones, or going to the gym, whatever is a priority in your life, you are going to be miserable. So the other part of that is don't sacrifice too much, because the work will be there when you get back. You need time for yourself. And it's really important to prioritize the things that are important to you, as well as making school a priority. So finding that balance isn't easy, but definitely make an effort to prioritize yourself and your friends and family, and also know that sometimes that's not going to be possible, and you might miss out on a few things. And that is okay, because you're working towards a goal, and someday you will achieve that goal, and I really hope that that will be worth it. Okay, so for number 2 is the work will always look completely overwhelming when you look at the syllabus in the beginning of the semester. So just keep in mind that you are going to sit down, you're going to look at that syllabus, and you're going to be like, holy shit, like how am I going to do all this work in only 10 weeks or 16 weeks, like whatever it is. You just can't look at things that way. You need to take everything, put it in your planner, put it in your iCal, like whatever it is, and then take it week by week, day by day, and everything will kind of fall into place. It will always look overwhelming when you look at it from up above, but when you take it in small chunks, it is so much better. Just don't let yourself get overwhelmed right at the beginning. This leads me into the next thing, which is you need to organize your life. You cannot be disorganized in an accelerated program. It's just it just cannot be. You have to be organized or it'll just be that much harder for you. So figure out what works for you, get your schedule down, get a planner, do reminders in your phone, put everything in your computer, whatever works for you, do that and then stick to it. Because there's going to be a lot of things happening. Every week is gonna have something new. You're gonna have classes and clinicals to balance. And if you can do yourself a favor and keep it all straight, then you are going to be that much more successful. And don't add extra burdens to yourself by being like confused all the time because you don't know like what's going on and you have to constantly refer back to like your course site or the syllabus and dig for information. Just upfront, get yourself situated so that once you're really into it, you know what's gonna happen. Okay, my next tip is a big one, and it is extremely hard. I am guilty of it, and it's something that I try to work on every day. And that is, don't get caught up in the drama and don't compare yourself. It is inevitable that there will be drama. It's just going to happen. It's human nature. These programs are stressful. They are competitive, and it's just gonna happen in your group me when after class. And like, I am so guilty of participating in this, but it is something I truly work on all the time. And it is something that I know even when I'm doing it, like this is not benefiting you. This is only hurting you and it is not helping. Some examples are, if someone writes in your group me or tells you like, I heard from so-and-so who took this class last semester that the tests are impossible. No one ever does well on them. That is not helpful information for you. First of all, you don't know who this other person is, and you don't know what their definition of impossible is, and you don't know what like not doing well looks like for them. What if they got like an 87 and that was bad, and like you just don't have that context, and it doesn't matter because you are not them. They are not you. You are on your own path and you just need to focus on yourself. And that kind of goes with comparing yourself to others. It absolutely does not matter what other people are doing. That has nothing to do with you. If that one person in your class like always gets A's, that's great for them, but has absolutely nothing to do with you and how good of a nurse you're gonna be. I know plenty of people who don't get straight A's, and I think they're gonna be fantastic nurses. And guess what? We're all passing the class. And at the end of the day, we're all gonna take the NCLEX and we're all gonna be licensed nurses. So, don't get so caught up in comparisons and getting yourself worked up about like what other people are doing to study, how far in advance people have completed their work. There will be a lot of talk about what everyone else is doing, and in no way does that benefit you. Stay in your lane, put your head down, do your thing. That doesn't mean don't like make friends, don't participate. You can even vent, you're gonna need these people and you're gonna rely on them for support. It's just don't get caught up in all the unnecessary chatter like that is only distracting and serves no benefit to you. And sometimes it feels really good to get involved in that, but at the end of the day, all it's gonna do is bring you down. Something else to think about before you start your program is your support system. Actually, when I was applying to schools, I applied to a school that's out of state, and I had an interview with them, and one thing the recruiter asked me was, tell me a little bit about like your support system and who do you have in place to help you through this program, you know. And I gave him my answer, and I found that really interesting. I was like, like no one's ever asked me that, and I'm curious why they would wonder who was there to support me, because I've never thought of like an academic endeavor as involving anybody else. Like, I always thought, you know, it's about me and my grades and my prereqs and my performance in past jobs, etc., like everything about me. But I've never had anyone ask me like, who's gonna be there to support you? And now I fully understand why that question was asked. Before you start your program, find that support system, whether it's your parents, a significant other, a friend, you know, someone you can really count on to help you through this time. You're gonna be very busy. You're not gonna be able to do all the things that you did before, and you might need a little bit of extra help, especially if you are like a parent and you have kids. You need to find those people that can be there for you, that can step in and help, you know, pick your kids up on days that you just can't, or keep them for a few hours so you can study. But before I started the program, I sat down with Sean, my fiance, and we talked about just our roles in our relationship and how things were gonna change, and I was gonna be busier and I might not be able to take on as much responsibility in the house. So, you know, Sean has been so fantastic, and he cooks a lot. He does a lot of like the cleaning, especially on those weeks when I'm like slammed with a test or big projects or something like that. And that honestly has been a huge lifesaver for me. Not everyone has like a significant other or a parent that they live with. Find those people that can be there to just provide a little bit of extra help in your life, like when you need it. And put things in place to make your life just a little bit easier. You can't do it all. You're just one person and you're doing something really big. So asking for help is not only okay, but essential. You need to be okay with asking for help, and you'll be really grateful that you did and that you can release some of that burden. The last thing I have to say about this for now, and there might be a part 3 in the future, but like I said at the beginning, I never want you to feel that this is too hard or be too intimidated by starting one of these programs. I think like the #1 comment that I get is, I was so scared to start an accelerated program that it kept me from it for so long. If you're looking for a sign, here is your sign. If nursing is something you are passionate about, it is something that you want to do, start right now. Just do it. Get involved in this accelerated program. You will be accepted. You will get through it. It might be a challenge, but it is not impossible. And when you get done with each semester, it almost feels like, I am not a runner. I will never run voluntarily. But it's what I imagine finishing a marathon feels like, if that makes sense. Like, I think about these people who train for their marathons and run, and they start with just a mile and they end up being able to like complete these races, and it just looks so triumphant and fantastic. And finishing each semester is what I imagine that feels like. You are going to be in the middle of this marathon. You are going to be working hard. You're going to be sweating. At times you might feel like, you know what? I'm just going to stop. I want to give up. This is too hard. But you keep pushing through. And when you cross that finish line, like nothing is sweeter. It is so amazing. And all that hard work will pay off, and you watch yourself grow, and it is like truly incredible how your skills can change in just a few weeks. And I think about I came into this not knowing a single thing. I've never been a PCT. I've never worked in a hospital before. I worked in advertising, and now, like, finishing in the ICU this semester, I mean, like, I have a long way to go, but like, holy cow, like, I'm gonna be a nurse, you know? Just eyes on the prize. Remember why you're doing this. Lean on your support system. Take time for yourself, and there is nothing that can stop you. Before I go, I just want to talk a little bit about the future of my channel. So I know I've been very sparse for a while there. It was every Monday. This summer semester, between like the intense coursework and trying to plan my wedding, it got to be a little bit too much, and I could only focus really on school, wedding, sleeping, and occasionally like feeding myself. So I did take a little break, but I'm getting married in less than a month. I'm going to spend the rest of this time, my break, focusing on that and recharging for the fall. And then in September, I will be back to weekly posting. You heard it here. I'm holding myself accountable. I've told you, and now it has to happen. But I really do want to keep sharing this journey. If even one of you benefits from watching this in any way, then, you know, that just makes my whole life. So we are coming back with all sorts of good stuff. We've got my preceptorship, we have applying for jobs, we have NCLEX prep, like just like so many things about to happen. And if you want to follow along with that journey, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you very, very soon.